going on? I was going to film a little intro to my new bike here. It's a Cannondale F600 from 1995, but it's far too noisy and the audio is basically ruined, so I'm doing this as a voiceover. As you can see, it's a 1995 Cannondale F600, I'm pretty sure. Well, the F600 I'm sure of, but the 1995 bit has some speculation. And I found this cool bit of graffiti in Whitney in West Oxfordshire, and I thought I'd do the intro here because it kind of looks wicked, I think. A quick fly around the bike here, then I'm going to take you back to my house and we'll do a fly around the detail. But as you can see, it's like a flat red into a metallic purple. It's got quite a few scratches, and it's got some rusty chainring bolts and a free buy and some cheeky little XT derailleurs as a cheeky upgrade from what I think was standard. And I think it looks pretty mint, so yeah, this is my winter project. Hey, how's it going, YouTube? I've gone and got myself a new bike. It's a project I'm going to do this winter. Something I've always had a craving for, and resto modding bike seems to be a thing on YouTube at the moment, at least. So I found this bike relatively local to me. It's a 1995, I think, I'm fairly sure, Cannondale F600. And as you can see, it's red into a purple colour. So yeah, this is going to be my project for this winter, to do it up. I'm not entirely sure which direction I'm going to take it, aka resto mod with a modern 1x drivetrain, or keep it kind of standard because it's kind of a nice drivetrain. So I might just, yeah, I'm not quite sure what to do there. I'd be happy for your feedback in the comments if you have any opinions after this video. So yeah, let me get closer and I'll show you the details around this bike. So to change the angle up a bit here, hopefully we can zoom in a bit and have a look around this bike in detail. Just popped you on the tripod. Yeah, it's not perfect, this, by far. As you can see, as we zoom in, it's got the world's longest stem and some random sack sticker. Makes me think that might be a Saks wavy shifter sticker at one point in time. Anyhow, we'll move along. We've got a bit of aluminium corrosion going on under the paint here. Some big old scratches. More aluminium corrosion. As we move back, we've got the period correct Alivio cantilever brakes, which is quite nice. And one of the things what I like about the old Cannondales is they have this nice little mechanism going on there, which helps out. We have some awful tyres, which I'll get back to. Moving down, we have a 7-speed cassette. It is a cassette type. Again, lots more chips and corrosion on the frame. Some hella mess down there we need to sort out. But at some point, the owner has upgraded the rear mech. Now I think this was either STX or STX RC or Alivio potentially, but he's upgraded it to XT. So that's a nice little touch. And he's done the same at the front here. If we zoom in. So we've got an XT mech front and rear, which is quite nice. We have these Coda cranks. I quite would like to keep these. I'd like to do a polishing them up job. Chainring wise, I think we've got the two originals, but they've replaced the original owner. I think this would be a period correct upgrade. Changed the outer chainring to a 46 tooth, made in the USA. I don't know what that logo is. QBP? Engagement ring? OBP? Not sure. Either way, 46 teeth is a bit on the big side. Kind of makes sense when we had older cassettes with limited like 13, 14 tooth minimums, but we go down to 10 now. So we can get rid of the huge chain rings. I would like to keep these cranks, but the issue I think I have anyhow, is we have a 94 BCD, bolt circle diameter here, and it's a 5-arm crank. So I think they're quite rare. an initial quick search on the internet only leads me to some wolf tooth ones, and they're about £90 to £100, which is a bit expensive for what I want to do. So these are kind of on the chopping block at the moment, but I would like to figure out a way to keep them. So yeah, I think these are Coda cranks. Well, they were a Coda, as you can see. The logo is really worn off there, but I think I would like, yeah, I'm in two minds. I would like to keep them, but there we go. Moving up the down tube. Again, we've got some corrosion and rusty bottles. Got a NAF sticker there, it needs to come off. We've got scratches and more bits of corrosion. I can't see any cracks. I did end up cycling this bike home. I live in West Oxfordshire, and this bike come from Wantage, of all places. But I drive an MX-5, so I can't fit it in the car, so I had to bus to the other side of the county and cycle it 20 miles home, which it somehow did miraculously, despite these terrible, terrible tyres. Moving on to the front, shall we? Let me pop you up and we'll have a look at this head shock in detail. Moving on to the front of the bike, as you can see, it's a F600 and it has the classic Cannondale head shock. Currently, one sec, I might squish my camera. This doesn't really work and it tops out, so I think it should be 60mm of travel. We have maybe 10. So some thorough investigation is going on there. It feels loose, it feels like it tops out. So it's pretty much number one job after tearing this down is investigate what's going on here, potentially find replacement parts, replacement elastomers, and give it a big service. Moving on to the front, shall we, whilst we're in the area. We have, again, the original Alivio cantilever brakes with the nice little Cannondale mechanism there, which I'm pretty happy about. I think this bike's quite interesting because if it's 95, between 97 and 98 V-brakes would have come out. So the person that was the original enthusiast for this bike obviously lost enthusiasm, because if you were biking in the late 90s, V-brakes were like the thing to do. So I think it's been sat for a long time. The tyres have been changed at some point, and these are some terrible Kenders. As you can see, they have the injection molds on, so they haven't been used much, but they are also old and perished and cracked. So this bike has been sitting for a long time, not doing too much. Cheeky upgrade you can see here. The original owner was quite into biking. It hasn't got the original bolts here. I think these are X-Lite canty bolts in here, which is quite an interesting upgrade. They're not on the rear, but just the front. I would imagine this was anodized red or maybe purple at some point in time, but due to a lot of sunlight, it's faded to near silver. Now, moving upwards towards the handlebars, you can see we have these period correct X-Lite handlebar bar ends. They're a bit small for my hands, but they get exceptionally cold. But I think they could be saved potentially. I'm not 100% sure what to do with these. Definitely not getting rid of them in a hurry. Ideally I would like some Coda ones, but they're quite nice. Again, we have the Coda bar and stem. As you can see, we've got a very rusty bolt in here, so we've got to sort that out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take all the non-treated bolts out of here, treat them for rust, then coat them with some rust preventing chemicals, so we can get them all nice, looking nice. We have these Coda brakes here, which are pretty nice, I think. They're quite badly corroded here. Actually, let me zoom in. They are quite badly corroded where the paint was. Well, maybe corrosion is not the right word. The paint's flaking off and they're corroded. But the lever arms are pretty nice, I think. And they got a nice little, Coda branding under there. So what I might do with these, I might strip them down to the constituent parts, de-rustify these pivot bolts and bits and bobs, and just generally tidy up and respray the actual sort of bar mounting mechanism, because they feel quite nice in hand. That's one of the surprising parts of this brakes. As you can see, the part I don't like, this bike would have come with grip shift back in the day if the catalogue picture I have is correct. It would have been a 7-speed grip shift system, and at some point, I'm assuming the grip shift failed because grip shift, someone's put a Shimano system on here, which is kind of strange. Back in the day, grip shift didn't really make rear mechs. Grip shift turned into SRAM, if you're unsure. So we have a Shimano system operating the Shimano rear derailleur, which is kind of nice, but also kind of not. And we have the original Coda bar and stem. The stem is absolutely massive, but it's probably about can't get my words out. Probably about right. It's got a couple of scratches on it. I think what I would do is I am going to turn that stem upside down rather than have it pointing up. Yeah, I just think it'll look better and feel more racy for what my intended use is for this bike, which is basically just poncing around on it. Head tube, we've got some Hope sticker here that needs to get removed, which I don't mind people putting stickers on bikes if the components are on the bike, but there's no Hope parts on this bike, so why would you advertise their brand? It's kind of, I feel like this bike was owned by someone, a teenager in the or someone in the late teens in the mid to late 90s, and they've just got some stickers from MBUK. There's another one, there's a used one on the back, and there's a TNT Performance sticker on it, and there's an Onza sticker around here, which I'll show you in a tick, which I don't mind them putting on, but the parts aren't on the bike at least anymore, so why would you advertise the brand? It's a bit strange. Flipping the bike around to the non-drive side, as you can see, you've got a nice big fat Onza sticker here. It's kind of cracked and crazed, so that's going to come out. And again, you can see sort of aluminium corrosion building up from where the cable goes in. So it's quite interesting. I wonder if there's a galvanic corrosion thing occurring here. Maybe there was a rusty bit in here at one point in time that's like feeding into the frame for this sort of corrosion. I'm sure it's okay. I mean, it's 25 years old. I'm not going to be putting it through some massive strains of exceptional off-roading, so we'll find out. I would like to keep this paint. I think it looks pretty cool. It's a red to purple fade, and the purple's kind of got a nice metallic colour to it. Initially when I thought it, I was thinking about stripping it back to bare metal, polishing it, then just doing a black Cannondale logo across it, but the way it is at the moment, I would like to keep it the way it is. So as you can see, we've got the original made in the USA Cannondale sticker. So this is a pre-2003 Cannondale, where if you know anything about the history of the brand Cannondale, they the brand went into receivership or financial collapse in 2003 after they tried to make a motorbike, which was kind of stupid. And ever since then, their frames have been made in the Far East, but this is obviously it's a 95, and the frame is made in USA. All the welds have been smooth clean, so it's very nice. Overall, I think it's okay for a 27-year-old bike. That's the way I've got to keep seeing it. Like it's probably been battered around sheds and garages for its whole life, so it's not doing too bad considering a lot of people watching this video are going to be younger than this bike. That's the way I see it. Let's have a look down here at the bottom bracket again. So it's got square taper BB. I'm going to pull this out and see what's going on in there. It spins freely, but there's something a bit grumpy. I think it could be the B tension on the cassette, to be honest. Can you hear that knocking sound? I'm fairly certain it's the B tension on the cassette, but we can sort that out. The wheels are, and well, the whole rim is the original rims from what I can see. They are Shimano. Oh, this would be easier to do at the front. The wheels, as far as I can tell, are the original wheels. We have Shimano Acera X hubs. A bit of a blast and past. I'm sure I've had these on a bike somewhere before. And I think the rims are Mavic. Looking from the original catalogue. The spokes aren't rusty. I think these are DT Swift's plain gauge. Maybe they're single butted spokes. But they're okay, the rims actually. I was expecting them to be a bit chunky, being 27 years old, but they're surviving. So they've worked this long. We can keep going for a while. We've got some, you can kind of see the nice colour purple we got here along this headshock logo. It's got like a slight metallic to it, which I really do like. So I'm going to try my best to save the paint on this bike for sure. So maybe there's a bit of touching up and lacquering, and I'm happy with a patina, let's call it patina, and see where it goes. I should show you these tyres really, because they're terrible. So the tyres are Kenda tyres, and they kind of have a profile that reminds me of Smoke and Dart tyres, or Smoke, I think. No, Dart was the front tyre, if I remember right, from way back in the day. They're 1.95s currently. They're quite knobbly for 1.95s, and they feel like they are made from, I don't know, they're just incredibly tough and hard, and not very comfortable at all, to the point where when you start turning this bike on tarmac, they feel incredibly scary. I'm guessing these knobs are just squirming all over the place, and they're probably pulling up. If you take a close look on my thumb is, you can kind of see how cracked everything is. Maybe it's okay to keep riding them for a little bit, but I'm looking for new tyres. One thing, obviously the front clearance is amazing on this bike, but moving back to the back here, rear tyre clearance looks a little on the tight side. So if you have an vintage Cannondale of this era, could you please let me know in the comments what's the max size tyre, because it's had some serious rub before. This doesn't look like it has much clearance, and these are only 1.95 tyres. So I don't know if these knobbles are making it bigger than it apparently is. But yeah, it's all a bit tweaked around there. So moving on, the seat collar. I think I figured something out here. This seat collar looks like a nice metallic brown colour, doesn't it? It's not. It's only this side is brown. The other side is black. Oh, there we go. If you go around there, it's the original Coda one. But I think this bike has been exposed to the sun on the non-drive side where it's been parked, and it's just literally bleached the anodizing off of that quick release, which is quite interesting. There we go. It has pretty generic looking micro single point seat post on there. Some huge, spodgy, uncomfortable saddle. I don't know how you can make a seat with this much padding and it be uncomfortable, but it is. It is literally a pain in the butt. So that's got to go. One thing I noticed on bringing it home, let me zoom out a bit, was I am at the maximum ride height of that seat post with that saddle. So I think what I'm going to do, and I feel quite stretched out across there to the handlebars, what I'm going to do is get a new black inline seat post, because this is kind of tarnished and scratched, and to be fair, I think they're $12.99 on Wiggle. Not that there's anything wrong with this one. I'm just going to get a slightly longer version, 400, with an inline micro adjust and probably a classic looking WTB saddle, and that'll be that sort of seating area sorted. So yeah, there we go. That's my F600 Cannondale. Let me know if you know any information about this bike or this age of bike, because I really am going to try to bring it back to be a nice thing. I'm not entirely sure which direction I'm going to go with the drivetrain. I'm going to keep the Canties. Maybe I'll upgrade the Alivio, because these are Alivio, I think. Yeah, Alivio. Maybe I'll upgrade these to some fancy pants anodized ones. Oh, that brings me to a point. What colour anodizing parts would you get for this bike? So obviously it's red into purple. Would you go for anodized purple, silver, or maybe anodized red? Just putting it out there. What colour anodized bits would you go for? So yeah, the drivetrain. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I'm not sure what to do with it. I probably do have a spare 1x drivetrain that I've used on my Project Beefy that could be retrofitted to this. Not entirely sure where to take it. The Shimano Revo shifters have got to go because I don't like them. They look like they've been installed wrong to me as well, upside down kind of in a weird way. So they're definitely in the bin. And yeah, the head shock needs to be fully gone through. So I'm going to make videos about this all throughout the winter. I've been a bit lax on the videos this year, but you know what? I've been doing biking rather than buying biking bits. So, and this is sort of, these retro bikes have perked my interest recently. I think it'd be really interesting to compare this when it is fully working against my Specialized Diverge gravel bike, both being kind of head shock type bikes. But there you have it. Oh, and pedals. These pedals, toe clip type special pedals, they definitely need to go. So yeah, there you have it. That's my Cannondale F600. Oh yeah, I paid £215 for it, so I think that's a fair price. Obviously not super cheap, but I've been looking for about 6 weeks for different types of bikes, and some been going higher, some been going lower, but they've all been too far away from me. And this was local enough with my MX-5 that I can take a look at it and then ride it home. So there we go, other side of Oxfordshire to West Oxfordshire, but that's it. Yeah, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you've got any comments or thoughts or ideas, definitely leave them in the comment section, because I'm at that stage where I've just sort of gone, that's the one, I'm buying it, and I haven't really thought about how to progress it really. Yeah, how to take the bike forwards, which I'm in that sort of decision making phase. So yeah, if you've got any thoughts or comments, definitely stick them down below. I'm going to read them all and probably have a bit of a conversation. And yeah, I'm thinking tyres at the moment are probably the most, tyres, seat and seat posts are like numero uno thing to solve. I'm looking at getting some Billy Bonkers tyres. They're pretty hard to find, but I did find some in Germany on Amazon. I think £10 delivery, and it end up here in 2 weeks time. So it's a bit of a thing, but I'm sure it'll be all good in the end. So yeah, again, thank you for watching this video. It's probably a long drawn out video of me waffling on too much, but yeah, next couple of videos you'll see me strip this down and figure out what's going on with the head shock. That's probably priority 1. I'll get some other bits and bobs in for the seating and sort that out so it's nice and comfortable for me. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Get in the comments and tell me what to do, because I'm undecided at the moment and I need some help. Cool, thanks for watching this one. Cheers.